What is up, guys? Flatline here, and today I am bringing you a Howling Hills camp guide for Crimson Desert. The first thing we're going to talk about right away, and this is by far the most important thing you can do for your camp, is to prioritize comrade missions. And what I mean by that is any mission that's going to unlock comrades for your base, which will in turn allow you to dispatch more missions at the same time. These missions will typically come from a guy named Marius. He's the one who has the hurt leg. He'll typically be next to your tent over here on this left side. Your base might look a little different than mine, and he might move around in the camp. He's not the only one that gives out these missions, but they'll typically come from people inside of your camp. And again, when you are accepting the quest, listening to the quest details, or hover over it on the map, it's just going to make a reference to a rumor about Greymanes, discovering Greymanes, and those are going to unlock comrades for your base. So always do those right away. It's super important. And the reason for that, again, is that when you're dispatching teams, which is our next step over here, you're going to have this guy named Ross. Again, base might look a little different. He might be in a different spot for you at the moment. But when you find him, you can hit A to manage comrades. He's going to have a couple options for you. Manage comrades is just going to give you an overall list of everyone that you currently own. You can see all their stats for that specific comrade, as well as all the skills that they currently have unlocked. And then why those skills are important is for this next step. When you go under mission dispatch, these skill requirements not only give you the ability to actually do the mission, but also give you bonuses when fulfilling them. So not all missions will have a requirement where you need to use the specific skill that's listed next to the mission, but it will always be beneficial to you to fulfill that requirement, because as you will see under this current mission, I'm getting a 40% bonus on the mission rewards just for having a skill, a comrade with the skill requirement dispatched to that specific mission. So for this one, it would be the shield icon. Having a extra comrade, which I'll go over in a second too, also gives another added bonus. But if you're fulfilling those two requirements, you're getting an extra 60% rewards on top of that mission, which is extremely beneficial. Now, the way you can recognize what icon is required is obviously right next to the mission details. When you click into some of these, this one in specific has two different missions you can access. You'll see the cow icon, we'll call it, which is like farming. And so you'll need to dispatch somebody here that has the farming skill. And if you look over onto the right side of the mission, it's going to or on the right side of the screen, it's going to break down all the requirements to dispatch this mission. So 2 to 4 members required. You always need to meet the minimum requirement. So you'll have to have a minimum of 2 members dispatched for this mission, but you can have up to a total of 4, which again will give you an added bonus to your total rewards. Task time is how long in game that's going to take. It's not real world time, so don't be alarmed by that. That's in game time, 18 hours in game time to complete. And then this one is very important. It's talking about required currency. If you look in the top right of my screen, it's going to list all the camp resources. I currently own 25 comrades, 4,200 equipment, which is like gear you can donate to the equipment, or you'll have missions as well that can earn you these resources. And then we'll just consider the next one or mining. Any mining quest is going to earn you that next resource. And then that is followed by wood. So anything where you're doing wood cutting. And then the following one is missions like this, which is food resources. And then last but not least would be money for the camp. Which you can also donate to it yourself outside of these missions, which I'll also explain in a second. And then underneath that, it's going to just tell you your reward. So that reward is what you're really looking for when maintaining these resources for your camp. You want to have a decent amount of each resource, and you'll know what resources you kind of want to go for as you progress in your camp. You'll realize what resources you have a shortage of at the moment and where you need to dispatch your teams to. Now, this next part, too, is really important, donating to the camp. Outside of doing these missions, you can actually go over here to donate camp resources. And this can be a little confusing, too, but I wish they did a better job of breaking it down. I think there is a confirmation window we'll see here, and I'll just select something simple like timber. Yeah, you'll actually see underneath the item, down in the bottom right there above the item description, it's going to tell you what resource that will contribute to your camp. So you can always donate resources this way on top of doing missions. And then as well as you can donate funds. For me, I'm on Xbox, so it would be Y. On PlayStation controllers, it'd be triangle. You can donate funds to the camp, which is just your money, silver, gold, copper that you currently have. Can donate that straight to the camp as well. And I've been noticing I've been having to do this quite often. I do tend to run out of money for the camp, and a main reason for that is because it's required for most missions. And you'll notice I have a lot of these missions unlocked, but very few of them are actually earning you money for the base. So from what I can gather, these defense missions, which is what I'm going to consider them, the ones with the shields, those are going to be earning you your money. So I'm getting 3K for the Oakenshield Manor and another 1.8K for the Hillside Manor. I would always, and I mean always, have some of these going for the most part. It might be hard to get them going in the beginning when you have a limited amount of comrades, but just in general, you always want to have these missions running in the background, as they'll be earning passive income for your base. Now, these money missions are so important though, because it's a resource I found myself lacking on, so I tend to keep these defense missions going. The way that you unlock more of these nodes as well to dispatch missions to is just by exploring. So if you don't have some of these unlocked on your map, you simply just have to go walk around, explore the map, which is a really cool feature. And in doing so, you'll unlock new nodes when visiting certain places, and that will allow you to dispatch new missions. The two defense missions, I believe, are both at the top of the map, right in Hernan, so everybody should typically have those unlocked. Some other top priorities, I would say, for missions, anything that, let's look at the ones that I currently have dispatched. I believe there's a really good Quarry mission. Yep, Perwin Quarry, which is on the left side of the map. I'll show you that in a second, but you can see that's earning me 3.3K for that mission. It does require a handful of people, but it's just a nice chunk of ore, stone to gather for your base at one specific time. Also, some of these farming missions are really nice. Like this one's earning me a ton of food resources. The Pollengarth Apiary. And then this last one is kind of a spoiler, so if you're somebody who maybe doesn't want to know too much, you might want to skip ahead in this video a little bit. I'll give you a second to do so, but this next one is actually really cool. I don't believe I currently have it on the map because I already did it. But I'll go over the two I just discussed on the map so you can see where those are, where to unlock them. The Perwin Quarry is... give me a second. Over here, down in this bottom left. So this is a really good one to unlock. And then this farming mission is the Pollengarth Apiary. I hope I'm saying that right. And then this last one is the hot air balloon, which I believe is right here. There's a blueprint you'll actually discover when going over to this part of the map. I believe this is where it was. It makes sense. You'll pick it up. I can show you, I believe, what it looks like. Might take me a second. There it is right there. Cloud Cart Blueprint. It should be found over in that area on the map. And that will unlock, to my knowledge, the mission to craft the Cloud Cart, which I currently crafted last night. You can see it down here at the bottom of my summoning wheel. Now, it stinks because right now I think it's currently bugged. You need quite a lot of space in order to summon it, it seems like. Obviously, I'm right here in camp, so it's not going to work, but that's the message I keep getting when trying to summon it, the fail to summon. But that's obviously just a really cool mount to have in the game. Being able to fly early on is really, really vital. So, again, that one was over here towards the bottom of the map, the Emberwind Workshop. And then I've also noticed just any missions too that usually have that crafting icon, which looks like that cogwheel. I believe I have another one dispatched right now. This lift repair support. Just little cool added things. I'm not sure necessarily what some of them do at the time, but they just seem to be cool features to the game. Some of them, obviously, like the hot air balloon, just something that's very vital to having a good time in Crimson Desert. So I think that really does it for us. Again, you want to always have these missions dispatched. Try to do a good job of maintaining each of those resources. Donate to your camp if you need to. Really go after these defense missions early on. Fulfill the skill requirements needed for the missions. Again, always do. I know I've mentioned it multiple times. Always do any mission that makes any mention of finding gray mains for your camp. The one last thing I will add is when, and this is kind of important, when NPCs are on missions, you will actually be unable to interact with them while they're on the mission. So let's say you have a quest for, I'll just go into this menu one more time quick. If you have a quest for Sylvan, you can see him over in my comrades on the right side, and it says Sylvan's request in your base, and you're going over there and you're not seeing him. The reason is because he's on a mission, which is honestly a kind of really cool in-depth part of the game, that it's that, you know, exact on requirements needed. The fact that he's not in your base because he's on a mission is wild. So it is cool because if you cancel a mission once it's already been dispatched, those resources needed for the mission will be refunded. I try to not cancel, obviously, if it's almost done, which you can see that in progress bar. Or typically I try, like, if it's below 30% completion, I'll just cancel if I want to do the quest right away, do that quest, and then send that person back on a mission. The other added last thing I'll say that's really, really cool is you can actually go and visit all these comrades at the locations on the map where they're dispatched to, which if you pull up your map and you see those yellow icons, it's where I have comrades sent to at the current moment. If you go there, you'll supposedly actually see them working, which is just really cool. And the really, really, really sweet part about it is if you have ever tried getting into these manors, they'll have guards outside that push you away. If you have comrades dispatched to these manors, and you go up to them, and instead of going in the doors that have the other soldiers in front of them, your comrades won't stop you from going in the buildings, which is just insane to me. Just another reason to love Crimson Desert. I'm really enjoying this game. I hope you guys are too, and I hope this video helps. If it does, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll try to update this video over time if I find other things that might help. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out.